Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to the show. I hope you're all having a fantastic day, and I hope that this video finds you well. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to try to keep this video as sweet, short, and right to the point as possible. It's Sunday. It's my youngest daughter's birthday, so let's get right into it. USAID. Right? We have now figured out, due to Doge, Donald Trump, and Elon Musk investigating it, that it is nothing more than a money laundering scheme of the Democrats. Waste there, fraud there, abuse of our tax dollars everywhere. But what was just discovered and made public late last night, it's blowing up everywhere, is that USAID used our tax dollars, telling us that they are feeding hungry children all over the world, and especially Obama did this. But they were toppling governments, Cuba, Ukraine, and many, many others. Now, before we get into that, I want to give a big shout out to the sponsor of today's video, ladies and gentlemen. That is C60 Evo. They sent me some of this stuff about a month ago. This right here is the C60 Evo olive oil, organic extra virgin olive oil with ESS60 extract. Ladies and gentlemen, I feel better. I sleep better. I have more energy throughout the day. I got this for my parents, for my in-laws, for my wife. I am telling you, this stuff is great. I haven't tried other products, but I can tell you, this stuff right here is amazing for it. Like, if you want no headaches and to just feel great throughout the day and sleep like a baby. So, link is down below in the description. Save up to 25% off your next order and support the show. It's amazing. The website is c60evo.com/VTpolitics. Use the link below. Thank you. Let's continue. Check this out. We're going to jump right into this. Huge. Barack Obama was using USAID to pretend to send aid overseas, but was laundering it to train, quote, rent a riot instead. So these rioters, these protesters, the people that are burning these Teslas, they're being funded. And, you know, under Obama, we saw Georgia's government get toppled. We saw Ukraine's pro-Russia government get toppled, and this Zelensky puppet of the Democrats be installed, and many, many more. Mike Benz, the founder of the Foundation for Freedom Online, recently joined Joe Rogan on his very popular podcast, The Joe Rogan Experience, with over 19 million subscribers. During their conversation, Mike Benz shared how Barack Obama was using money to USAID to pretend to send aid overseas. In actuality, Obama was laundering the taxpayer dollars and using it to train rent-a mobs instead. This is a huge development, but maybe not so surprising considering how Democrats believe they can do anything they want with other people's money. Mike Benz on Joe Rogan, quote, "This was a scandal during the Obama USAID era. We were running a number of rogue USAID operations in Cuba at that time. I'm simply showing the American people where your tax dollars are going and how these things are structured in order to systematically fool you and to fool Congress and to fool the White House." So Donald Trump, first time he was in office, he didn't even know this, because Benz actually says the way everything is structured, unless you are told, you're probably not going to find out about it. USAID pumped 1.2 billion in, and we sponsored these activist groups and these civil society organizations to learn how to use Facebook, learn how to use Twitter, learn how to use hashtags, learn how to coordinate street protests so that everyone knows where to go, what streets to show up on, what kind of slogans to know to use in order to create the pro-democracy predicate for it. Now, ladies and gentlemen, the video is down here, but the video is licensed to the Joe Rogan podcast, so I'm not allowed to roll the clip. If I do, they're going to take down the video and maybe even my channel. So I'm just going to read you some of the the most important quotes that I've seen. By the way, ladies and gentlemen, smash that thumbs up. Make sure you're subscribed. Where are you tuning in from? Leave me a comment. Thank you. Let's continue. He talks about how Obama funded a Twitter clone that would be used to push propaganda in Cuba to inspire these protests and overthrow the government. Mike Benz explains how Barack Obama overthrew many governments. As I go back, while Obama was president, Ukraine, Georgia, right? Several countries in Africa. Gaddafi. So what they did is they took the exact same thing as Twitter, same user interface, same like and retweet button, and they called it ZunZuneo is a Cuban slang word for hummingbird. So just, it means it's a bird. It was a Twitter bird. Listen, the whole thing. But the whole trick about it was you have to make it look like it's coming from the Cubans if you're going to do this operation. They started running this in 2010, which was right during the Arab Spring. Here is the sheet. He brought receipts, origins, and funding. The word ZunZuneo is Cuban slang for hummingbird's call. The origins of ZunZuneo results from USAID allocating millions of dollars that were concealed as humanitarian funds designated for Pakistan. So a bunch of money was supposed to go to help children in Pakistan, but instead they went to Cuba to protest, riot, and topple governments. He goes on to say, we can get into the deeper layers of this, but contractors were funded by USAID. The data would then be used for micro-targeting efforts toward anti- and pro-government users. In Cuba, the developers aimed to, at first, use non-controversial content such as sports and music and hurricane updates. What was the plan the whole time? Once they built up enough subscribers, they would begin to introduce political messages through social bots and encourage dissent in this as astroturfing. The whole point is, once they hit a critical mass, they would create rent a riot. So what they would do is first they would make this fake page, let's say in Ukraine, about Ukrainian sports. Then they would get it really popular. Then when it has a big following, they would start making it political, right? The government's bad. I wish, like, for instance, in Ukraine, our government is so bad. Why are they so pro-Russia? Look at Europe. Europe's great. Russia sucks. And then they get some interest, and then they start direct messaging them. And it goes back to Barack Obama. Now you know why the Democrats are losing it after President Trump shut down USAID. It's the Democrat Party's slush fund. So, ladies and gentlemen, my closing remarks and closing statements are going to be this. Here, let me refresh this really quick. This is what I want to say is this. So, we all remember and we know the history of the German Nazi Party. We all know about the Soviet Communist Party, right? And other communists all over the world and other Nazis all over the world. Those parties are now illegal. You are legally not allowed to be a Nazi as an official party or communist in this country and in many other countries. Why? Because of your history. Because of your atrocities against humanity. The Democrat Party, according to what I truly believe in my heart, is on the same level, if not even worse, than the Nazis and the communists. They steal taxpayer money. They topple governments halfway across the world just for fun over a weekend. They lie about doing all of these good, great deeds, but really they don't. And Obama was the mastermind of all of this BS. Because the whole war in Ukraine today is because of Obama. Millions of people have died in Ukraine, cities demolished because of Obama, because him, Hillary Clinton, Victoria Nuland, and the entire Obama administration with Biden toppled a democratically elected government, installed a puppet government, then told that puppet government to start slaughtering Russians in East Ukraine. And here we are today. Ladies and gentlemen, Donald Trump has been president for 2 months and 2 days. You see how they are protesting, they're rioting, they're attacking Tesla drivers, they are burning Tesla dealerships and charging stations. The same people that screamed, "Save the world," are now ready to burn cars and let all that smoke go into the atmosphere. Why? Well, because their big bosses did exactly what that article explains. They told them, go riot, go protest. Trump found the head of the snake. That is the money. That is USAID. But Trump is thinking bigger than just getting rid of USAID. He says no more taxing our people. That will right there just put a strangle on their evil satanic plots and plans for the world. Ladies and gentlemen, we are just getting started. We're going to find out so much more. But I really hope Donald Trump investigates Obama for this, investigates Victoria Nuland. You are not allowed to topple other governments. Even if you're the leader of the United States, you're not allowed to. See, and it's illegal. According to the United Nations charters and international law, the people that live in a certain country, they are the only ones with the right to self-determination and self-governance. And if a revolution does rise up, it needs to be natural. It needs to be organic, not through social media and money influence from overseas. And it is actually illegal. Again, I'm telling you, it is illegal according to UN charters. So is the international court now going to get involved? Probably not, because they probably get a big chunk of USAid money. Ladies and gentlemen, it's trust me, we are about to get into some very, very crazy times in this country. They're going to be good, but they're going to be crazy. We're going to see exposure like never before. We're going to see people arrested like never. I truly believe people will go to finally. It's not a faceless voice making predictions. I'm telling you, with what we are finding, we might actually get to see real arrests. Not hearing about arrests, but we get an even worse clone. I'm talking about real stuff, real justice, real reform, real accountability. Ladies and gentlemen, with that being said, I appreciate your time. Go have a great Sunday evening. No, I'm not on Truth Social. I'm on Twitter, on Twitter X. Here, let me show you my page before I wrap up. If you're on X, please go follow me. That right there is my X page at ANN_news92. Hope to see you guys there. God bless you. I'll see you guys soon. This one was crazy. I'm out. Love you guys.